to the Easily Excitable podcast. My name is Tom, and with me this week is Emma. Hey Emma, how's it going?
Woo! It goes really well. How are you?
Things are going all right. I'm consciously
Yes.
making an effort to make sure I don't say yeah after someone asks me how I am. So I actively realised that time that the question was coming up, so try to avoid it. Excellent. So yeah, it's for me feeling like a particularly lazy Sunday on which we're recording this, but you've been like really, really busy, and I'm just like, I should do more things. Although once we're done recording, I know I've got a bunch of cooking to do. I'm just like, I'm gonna go cook a chili and have a good time. And
That's
then...
what I just did. 15 minutes before this, I made a birthday cake.
Uh-huh.
I still need to decorate it, so big list of things to do today.
Nice. I was gonna bake some cookies, but I don't know if I'll get around to that today. But you know.
There's always time for cookies.
I know. It's just I finish work throughout the week because I'm on early shifts at like 3:30, so I'm home by 4. So
Okay.
I have like loads of time in the evenings, and that's when I would probably do the cookies, especially when I'm going to be making this chili for 45 minutes to an hour. So
Oh gosh, yeah.
I don't want to do them at the wrong time and then somehow put the choc chips in the chili and the chilies in the cookies, and just like, this has gone a little wrong.
Is it wrong, or have you discovered something amazing?
Amazing. When I was in Singapore, one of our professors invited us, his lab group, of which I was a part, all over for a meal one day. And made all of these really different foods, and in one of the things he made, it was a chili of some kind. He had put dark chocolate in it, so I'm just
that sounds really
that just reminded me of that entirely. And I was like, oh yeah, that was a thing that happened.
Was it good though? Did you like it?
I don't know. It had meat in it, so I didn't have it.
Oh, true.
So I was like, oh, it sounds like a good idea, but I can't have any. Oh dear, what a shame. So, yeah, that's been going on. So, recently you went to Disney? Because you're in Florida, and therefore it's one of the Disneys, and I would say the wrong one if I could remember. I reckon it's Disney World.
You know the worst part is, in my brain, I'm like, which one was it again? I've lived in Florida. We moved here, 2010, and never been. Ever. And yeah, that's exactly what everyone always says. They're like, how have you never been to, I want to say Disneyland, but now I'm gonna second guess myself. But yeah, Harry and I went, there was a spring break, so we went to the Kennedy Space Center first.
Nice.
Got to see a rocket launch, and that was kind of really funny, because on the ticket, they tell you okay, food, snacks, bring a lawn chair, just really simple. So we're like, okay, we're gonna go out to a field. We'll play the Switch, to pass the time, because they want you there at 11:30 for a 2:30 launch, which seemed absurd at the time. But then we got there, and I mean, bless NASA's little heart, there was a party going on. They were trying. They had a DJ and a buffet, strobe lights, and no one was prepared for this. So you had a bunch of elderly people just sitting in lawn chairs while a DJ's like, come on everybody, get up and dance. And I was like, oh no. Poor little hype girls walking around going if you get up, I'll give you free stuff. So they tried so hard, but it was a lot of fun. And then we went to Disney for my first time, Harry's second time. And I went in cynical. I thought to myself, I know, but I was commercialism and it's expensive, but honestly, I take it all back. I loved it. I had so much fun. It looked beautiful. I mean, it's such a well thought out amusement park. I loved it. And the fireworks. Oh.
I was going to say, which park did you go to? But did you go to, I assume you would have gone to more than one, or? Yeah,
we went to 2. The first one was Animal Kingdom, because I'm a sucker for all that stuff. So that was really, really fun. And then the second one, we decided that since I've never been, we should do Magic Kingdom.
Magic Kingdom,
yeah. So, no, it was just fantastic. And I mean, I wanted to see the fireworks so bad. We had a perfect spot. And yeah, I recorded the whole thing. So I have like a 15-minute video of just the fireworks.
Ah, wicked, wicked. What's that Magic Kingdom now? Is the Buzz Lightyear ride still there? And did you go on it?
I think it's there. We didn't go
right,
on
okay.
it because
So
I want to
Buzz
say
Lightyear's
that was
Space Command or something like that?
yeah. I think that's one of the ones that goes like just in circles. You know, like you have the roller coasters, and then you have the kind that just like spin you around.
Yeah, it's on a track, and you get like these laser guns, and you like
Oh, God.
you shoot things.
That
they're
one we
mounted
didn't
on the carts that you're on, but you've got to aim and like, shoot the targets and things that are around the place to save the Earth.
Oh my
like,
God.
Space Ranger, you've got to do that. Oh, it's it must have been like 15 years since I've been, and I
Oh my
vividly
gosh.
remember it. So
We didn't do that one, but that sounds like really fun. No, we did do the space like roller coaster one. I can't remember what it's called.
Space
but, like,
Mountain.
yeah, that one. So we used a fast pass for that, which was super smart. We did the oh my gosh, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like in a little mining community. There's a roller coaster.
Big Thunder Mountain.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one.
See,
Then we did
I know all this
Splash.
stuff.
I know. You know more than I do, and I was just there. But we did Splash Mountain, of course. That was great. And there was one other ride, but I can't remember what it was. It was a roller coaster, I think. Because we tried to do all of those. But yeah, we did 4 that day. And then Animal Kingdom, they have the new Pandora ride. But that took almost 2.5 hours to get through the line, and I was not having that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm not keen about like theme parks, amusement parks, just because I really don't like queuing
Yes, yeah.
at all. Like the fast passes at Disney are great. Like they would be like, I would like pick 2 or 3 things to go on, and
Yeah,
that'd
yeah.
be me happy for the day if like we got fast passes for all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then just fill out the rest of the day. Just
Yeah.
just
That
doing
was-
random things.
That was honestly why Magic Kingdom like went so well, I think, is because we only went on 4 rides. 3 of them we had fast passes, and I just remembered the last one was the Pirates of the Caribbean ride.
Oh yeah.
And we must have gotten there like after the rush because we waited maybe 20 minutes, you know? So like that was fantastic. You know, we didn't have anything there. Oh, and we did the haunted ride, but we had a fast pass for that. That was really cute. It's like a little haunted mansion thing where you sit there and but if we had to wait in line, I think the experience definitely would have been different. But we got a fast pass too because we didn't think it was a big deal. But when we were in the Pandora ride, there was a family. So they have 8 little carts in each room, and the family would have been separated into 2 rooms. So this lady just asked Harry and I, like, do you mind moving to the back? You know, like number little 15, 16, just so this family can be in one room together.
Yeah.
And we were just like, yeah, sure. Like, we're still together. We're just in the other room, which is fine. We still we don't have to wait or anything. But this was apparently like a big deal to them, which makes me very sad for the employees because they stopped us when we were leaving. They were like, are you guys the last 2? We were like, yes. What did we do? Sorry, Disney. Like, oh God. But then they were like, thank you for being so considerate. Like, here's a fast pass. And we were like, what? Were we considerate? We didn't feel like we did very much. We just moved over. But that was really cool. I did feel bad for them though. I can't imagine like what they go through. Like if people are like, no, you know.
Yeah, I can imagine people would be like that, and like that's kind of one of these.
Yeah.
Like, gross humans.
Oh, the amount of children running around like unsupervised, like just in my line of work and like knowing the stats that I do and everything, and I was just watching them going like, oh, please be careful, like please have an eye on your child, like this is how bad stories happen. Let's you know, ooh.
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. But yeah, a good time was had at Disney. Yeah.
Great time. Yeah.
Wicked. So Disneyland is in Anaheim, California, and Disney World must be
Aha! World. Okay.
must be the one. I'm just double checking that, just to 100% make sure. Yeah, Walt Disney World Resort is the one in Florida. So yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. My gut was telling me World.
So cool. Yeah, I think there's a somewhat of a plan to go there in the near future-ish. So,
yeah.
But it should be fun. I would enjoy it. Like, of course, as an adult, this park for. It's not just a park for kids, though, is it?
Oh no. That's what I walked in thinking
families,
too.
Yeah. Like I said, I've been there in the past, and I'm just like, I remember all this stuff. So clearly, it's made an impression, right?
And it's definitely, that was a nice thing too, is I think I walked in expecting like, oh, it's going to be for like little kids. Like there's going to be characters everywhere and like I'm going to feel awkward. But like, honestly, no, like, they do a really good job of just like, there's definitely a kid area and we just stayed out of there. But yeah, it was really great. I'm like a fan now. I'm converted.
Cool. Yeah, wicked. What else? What else is going on? So, as part of Good Go Gamers, we've got a bunch of friends, and there is kind of a uniting game between a lot of us in Dark Souls, and
yes,
the new game from Software has just come out, which is called Sekiro. Shadows Die Twice.
That's the one.
And I didn't realise how soon it was coming out, actually. Like, this week it's like, it's coming out! And I'm just like, I've missed all the hype for it!
Yeah.
And so I was like, do I get it or do I wait? Like, I could get it and I would just sink all my time into it and then I'd be, like, obsessive over it. I know I've got some time off coming up, and so I'm going to wait until then to pick it up.
Ooh, yes, that's perfect.
And then, yeah, I'm just going to be like, time to play and have some fun. But it looks like the player versus player things that were part of the games before have disappeared. And as such, it seems to be just predominantly single player focused. I think there's the possibility of like cooperative multiplayer.
As far as I know, it's mainly single player. Because I know one of the guys in the Good Guy Gamers, he's been playing it nonstop. And he said all features of that multiplayer are basically gone. It's apparently a lot less forgiving than Dark Souls, which says a lot because Dark Souls already was
it wasn't forgiving
so not forgiving. There's something about if you die, there's a new unique challenge about death, and you don't want to die too many times, so it's really important to pay attention, which I thought was cool. So so it looks interesting. It looks great as well. I'm just like, beautiful.
Like, the graphics look so good. And I'm just, it looks like one of those games that I can just be like, I will sink hundreds of hours in this trying to not perfect it, but like get a good enough grasp on it that it becomes a fun, reliable game. Which is how I think how all of us were like, this is Dark Souls. It takes us on our first attempt going through, I don't know how many hours, however many hours it took us to go through it. I know my first time through to beat the boss was 80 hours and then 120 hours on that save file to get to get all the achievements in the game. And then from there I must have sunk in like another extra 500 hours.
Because it was just so great. I used to just sit in the first level and just help people. Like solid 70 hours of just helping people beat that first boss. I don't know why. I just thought it was so fun.
No, I think like I liked helping people out with the Ornstein and Smoke fight. Like,
yes,
that's like the place where I'm just like, oh no, this game is really good. But I was always, I was kind of always trying to like play the sorcerer as well, and you just level yourself up, and you'd always put points into decks so that you had the what is it? The spell bolts that are above you that auto cast at them and they cast.
Those were so good.
They tracked so well, and but Smo was like mega weak to fire, so it was always useful to like have a bit of pyromancy on the side, which had like no requirements other than you leveled up the gloves. So yeah, like you could easily be massively powerful going into that fight. Like I can't remember how far I got in the game, like playing on the level 1 pyromancer, but I know I got past there. I think I probably got up to C, and like I probably got two or three of the Lord Souls, like in Dark Souls. It was just like, yeah, as a level 1, which is just completely absurd. Like,
right?
I think. Oh no, I definitely beat the 4 kings because you can do enough damage with like just standing in front of them and using the combustion spell. Anyway, I didn't want to go down a rabbit hole of Dark Souls, and I did.
It's too good. It's too good.
It was such a great game.
It breaks my heart that reading the reviews for the new like multiplayer system that's come out, like if you buy it, forget what remastered or whatever. Like all the reviews are saying like the hacking is out the window, and I'm like, oh, like I want to get it. I want to play that multiplayer again, like properly. But I'm worried about like that community around it.
Yeah, that would just be no fun at all.
Yeah.
Oh well. But yeah, Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice it looks great. I'm excited to pick it up in the future. I'm going to sink a bunch of time into it once I do get round to it. Probably going to get it on PC and see what goes on with it, because I'm excited. It looks good, looks fun, looks like kind of challenging game that I'm looking for at the moment. And at the moment I am just playing the same games over and over again. Well, I wish I wasn't.
Or the one game.
Yeah, I wish I wasn't. I wish there were other games for me to play, but right now Destiny 2 and Path of Exile really are keeping me entertained, so I'm just like, I'll just keep it going with those.
And they I was looking into getting this new game, but they just announced, and I'm thrilled, I have been waiting for this, that like Heavy Rain and Detroit Become Human are going to be released on PC.
Oh, nice.
Like, these are two of my favorite games that I've only been able to ever watch because I don't have any of the
PS3,
PS4, PS2, so to have them on, like, PC, I immediately decided I'm not going to buy the Sekiro game. I want to buy Detroit Become Human, like, so bad.
Fair enough. Yeah. I'm toying with the idea of getting Astroneer, which I saw Achievement Hunter play recently, which is kind of Minecraft-esque. There's like 7 planets that you go to, which I know as soon as I said Minecraft-esque and then went into that description was wrong, the wrong way to approach it. But it's a like crafting buildy kind of game where you extract resources from the ground and put them all together, and it has multiplayer, and it just looks like fun. It looks enjoyable, and like I said, 7 planets to explore. Very little on the hostile creature front, but apparently like there's storms in the game, and they're the bits that challenge you. You've got to get back to safety, really.
It kind of sounds like Space Engineers a bit, which the group's been obsessed with. It's like a more hyper realistic thing of what you're describing, because the graphics are like really realistic, but you have to build stuff. I don't play it. I'm not a big space person, but they love it. But the chaos that ensues about like blasting off into space and things exploded, and it's just, who knows what's happening there.
Fair enough. Well, I might check that out and see what it's like. I'm looking forward to like potentially picking up Astroneer. There's a whole bunch of like conflicting information surrounding it on the Steam reviews, like since it went to version 1.0 and came out of open beta. So I'm just do I? Because the reviews are very up and down about it, just depending on what day you look. They have a couple of
bugs to work out, maybe.
Yeah. So, like I said, playing Destiny 2 and Path of Exile, I'm just like, these the problem is that both those games have like regular content updates.
Mm-hmm.
And Destiny 2's just started a new season 3 weeks ago. And Path of Exile's moved from Betrayal to Synthesis League, which also happened 3 weeks ago. So I want to play both of them, like, and get to like the end game and like get up to like where I can do pretty much anything in the game. But both of them release on the same week. They did it previous season, previous league. That was in December, and then they did it again now. I don't expect it to be any different going forward, apart from these two massive time sync games both update and like have their updates at the exact same time, not staggered at all, apart from Destiny will launch on a Tuesday and Path of Exile will launch on the Friday, and I'm just like, I have to make a decision.
Every time you think you can get away, pulls you back.
Pulls me back in. I was just like, I'm not going to get hyped about Destiny 2. And then, like, me and the lads were playing. I don't know, we probably put in 20 hours in the first week.
Gosh.
Just like, oh no, how has this happened?
I'm hyped about it, yeah.
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah, anything you're playing at the moment? Something different.
Not too much out of the usual. Yeah, I think I'm kind of like you. I find the games that I really like, and then until a new game comes out. So like once that PC Detroit Becomes Human, then I'll probably switch. But no, I've just the Overwatch, love it. New guy dropped in that, so there's a lot of excitement. I've been playing a lot of just really chill, like this War of Mine, and just kind of going through the survival of that. It's a great game. It's depressing, but I think I've learned the tricks of it a bit, because my people were like living large at the end. It was easy peasy. But that's kind of it, Dead by Daylight's my other go-to. I'm just really looking forward to those new games coming out. Been really tempted to go back into Dragon Age, just meanwhile to like have a fantasy, but I spend a lot of my time just prepping for my own like new D&D campaign.
Are you running
so that's
kind of
like
or are you...
I am.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah, we did. It's really hard to get 5 people together, so I did little like side quests before we officially started, but we had our first like official one yesterday. And it went on for 5 hours.
Nice.
For so long. But it was really great. It was a lot of fun.
Wicked. How are you enjoying being a DM? Is it the first time you're DMing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been a player before, as you know, with my terrible. We don't even talk about that one.
No.
But I like it. I warned all my players beforehand that I want to do a real, like, a narrative-heavy story. So it's a lot of improv, a lot of role play.
Yeah.
And I love Game of Thrones and things like that. So it's a bit dark, It's
okay.
One of my players, she wanted to like have a jokey character where she's like, oh, I want to have like the most powerful 10-year-old in the world. And I was like, you can't be a 10-year-old. Not in my story. Nope, you're not going to be 10 years old. You need to be older. Because, oh god, that'd be so bad. But,
nice. Yeah, I've had my tip for ages, and I'm just like, I am just sitting on it, because I know, like, as soon as you start, like, interacting with that world, things have to change to accommodate your players as well.
Yeah.
At the moment, it's got a pretty solid basis, but yeah, I think it needs more. I don't know whether to like give it more time and more development, or just like try and find people to play it and then develop it from there. Did you have a lot of ideas of how you wanted it to be initially, or have you adapted it since? I guess Seamuse yesterday was like your first real session. Do you have lots of things you want to plan to change, or
so nothing really to change. I went a bit easier on myself because I knew, I think that there are kind of like two two types of D&D, says the person who's only played once. I'm now an expert, obviously. No. But from what I gather, you can have a world where, you have a very, you have an idea of the story that's going to happen, and then just set people free, and you work with them and a lot of stuff on the fly. But what I've done just to make it a bit easier on myself is I know what's going to happen. It's a lot like Dragon Age. So how you get there is completely up to my players. They know that they have 4 tasks to complete. They have to complete the 4 tasks, but how they complete them is up to them. And then it leads to, depending on how they completed that, will affect the ending that they reach. So I'm keeping track of, like, did they do it this way? Okay, well, that negatively impacts it. So they don't know how it's all working out mechanically, but I do. And it makes it a bit easier on me because I know where we're going and I know how to progress it. Because I don't think I'm not good enough to just to be like, oh yeah, now you'd run into this encounter that I had no idea about.
Yeah.
So it's very much, my goal is to not necessarily like a free open Skyrim world with like, that type of campaign, but it's more just like, do you want to experience a story, like be involved and affect the story a bit? If yes, then let's go, let's have fun. And so I made sure they knew, though, that that's the difference. So they're all really prepped and ready for that. We only did 1 roll yesterday in 5 hours.
Oh, that's crazy.
Everything else was just talking and getting to know the people, the world. But it was so much fun.
Oh, nice. I'm playing a Tabaxi bard at the moment. And my friend is so mad at me. He's just like, I'm gonna lie at this person and they're gonna let me do stuff. He's like, no you're not, roll. And I get like a 12 on the dice. He's just like, ha ha ha, and then I'm like plus 13. He's like, what?
Oh, no.
I'm like 25, yeah, I do what I want.
Oh god, especially as a bard.
Bards are the best. Like, this is the second time I'm playing a bard. We know about the other time before we referenced that time, but yeah, I'm having a great time with this bard because it is like assisting the party more than I was before, and like I really understand the spells that I want to be using. And the best spell I've found at the moment is Confusion, just because like my friend like plans out all his enemies and he'll like, oh, they all come through charging through the door at you, and I'm just like, I cast Confusion on all of them, and like even if the tough enemy is like is unaffected, all the simple enemies are all confused, and he's just like, there's nothing I can do, and I just waste his turns just running around. It's just like, I'm so mad.
Your poor DM. Your poor DM.
Yeah, I know. So he's like, really hate that spell. I'm just like, oh well, it's my spell.
It's so much fun. Like, I don't know, the more I've played D&D, the more I realize, like, the campaign that shall not be named, all of my faults as a player, like, just stand out to me so much. But I think, like, recognizing that and moving on from that and everything, like, then when you go into, like, DMing, like, now I kind of get it. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I used to think if you failed a roll, like an intelligence check, it meant, like, you were automatically stupid. Instead of just like, oh, I fell for it, like,
yes.
I'm not stupid. It was just a really good trap or something. Like, so just that understanding, it's made the game 10 times better.
Yeah, you roll a dexterity check. It's like, oh, I'm not able to do that. It's like, no, when I was running up, I tripped and fell against the wall. Like,
there was a rock on the ground. I didn't see it. I stumbled. Like, my bad.
It's like, it's all just like providing context to the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, like that's one of the things we do as a group. Like when we're playing, we'll try and like, if we fail a roll, we'll try and describe how it failed, and like we're all trying as a group to look at reasons why things didn't work the way we wanted them to. So like, rather than just being like, oh, it doesn't work, and just like pulling a frowny face, like, oh no, this person is like mentally resilient and therefore the spell didn't affect them, and you catch them off guard and therefore they're now afflicted with confusion or something along those lines. Like, oh, they were so keen to get into battle, they left their minds open for manipulation. Woohoo! So,
exactly. Yeah.
It's
it just helps with that understanding.
Yeah, and like the more you can get your players engaged in that, is like the better. And like I'm saying that as a player, and I've only DM'd like a short campaign. It wasn't even a short campaign; it was a one shot. So it was a one night session, and it's like, oh, I had a good time doing that. But yeah,
that's kind of. I think the my favorite part so far is the player reactions. Because I know yesterday I have a character who's been around for like those little intermission sessions we did beforehand. She's like super annoying, and all the players think she's super annoying, which is wonderful. So she had someone cast a spell on her to like make her be quiet. And I mean, the entire party just was in this uproar of like, teach us the spell. How did you do that? You're my favorite person. Like, I mean, and I'm sitting there just kind of like, I love this. You know, I love their reactions to things. Someone made like a racist comment and the party was like, oh, you know, and I just, those little moments where people get so invested in the story and like what's going on. And I was like, I need more. I need to feed off this. I'm so happy. Like,
nice. Yeah, I think like it's funny how like your group can react as well. Like in one of the campaigns we were playing, there's like there's a group of 4 of us plus the DM. The other 3 characters are good, aligned with good, but my character is a spy aligned with like the evil kingdom on the other side of the world. And as such, they don't trust me, but I have to be like, oh no, when the rest of the group are like that, and then like have a little giggle to myself, and they're like, why are you doing that? And I'm just like,
oh no,
I'm not doing anything, you're suspicious. So you know, you just gotta play into it and ham it up, really, haven't you, just to really like see how the group works together. But yeah,
oh exactly,
oh it's fun. I like D&D.
It's so fun. I just I don't know if you've ever watched Critical Role.
I have
YouTube.
not, but
oh,
I know I
God.
should.
It is so good. I just finished campaign 1 like the other day. Like 115 episodes. They're like 3 to 4 hours a piece. But that taught me so much. Not necessarily like this is how it should be done, but just how to react. You know, like just the way they roll with things, and you know, make it up and go. And I was like, oh, I get it. Like that's a good player. I can't. I could go on for like 20 more minutes about that. I won't do that.
Nah, that's fair enough. Cool. Have we discussed everything we wanted to discuss?
Feel like it.
I
Games,
think so too.
Disney.
Games, Disney, and Dungeons and Dragons?
My God, it's perfect.
Cool. Whatever. Where can we find you across the internet?
Oh, goodness. Probably mainly on Twitter. Lord of the Decaf is my name.
Nice.
That's pretty much where I'm at. Yeah, so that's a happy place.
Cool. I can be found across the internet at DestroyTopham or at Etherfar. That's on like Twitter and Instagram.
Beautiful.
I'm having real problems like getting motivated to post, but that's been going on for well over a year now. So you know, I have no motivation to post on social media, so I don't bother because you know. Anyway, I was listening to a podcast where they were talking about it this morning. I'm just like, oh, I'm still sour on it, and they're just reinforcing my opinions. So, oh well. Cool. Well, thanks very much for being my guest this week.
Thank you for having me.
Alrighty, and thank you everyone for listening. Have an exciting week. Goodbye.
Goodbye.